Whether you like the guy or not, Putin is right. The question is, what is he right about? Well, it has to do with blockchain. And is Grayscale done? We're going to take a look at one of their products and give you some examples why, honestly, Grayscale might be the next one to fall, everyone. So let's start it off with the heat map, and let me ask you out there, if you type FUD in the comments, let me ask you this: how good is the crypto market? Venture capitalists are pulling out like never before. Institutional level investors aren't getting involved because there's no protection for their assets. In fact, if you don't believe that the market is crap lately, well, let me do this. Let me zoom out to the 1 month time frame and show you the real pain train. That's right, everyone. In the last month, things have been nasty. So it's not me showing you FUD. No, it's me being reflective of the news. When the news is good, I'll be sure to share it with you, but when it's bad, I gotta show it. Why? Because I don't put my head in the sand, you dumbasses. All right, December 1st is gonna be a big date. You need to hit the subscribe button so you join us on that date. Why? Senate Ag Committee wants to know what happened with FTX. That is gonna be happening at 10 a.m. December 1st. We're gonna be live streaming it, covering it with you. That is a you do not want to miss event. I'm looking forward to that. But Vladimir Putin, let's get more controversial, everyone. Vladimir Putin, whether you love him, hate him, whether you think he's right or wrong, he actually has a good point, and what the point he's making is the same point that a lot of us make in the comments. Vladimir Putin, current system of international payments is expensive. We need a blockchain-based payment system. Now, would he be talking about the likes of Ripple Labs, XRP ODL? Potentially. Let's not get there too fast. But the President Putin made this assertion in a speech in a conference on artificial intelligence hosted by Cerebank. What he's saying is this: today, the system of international payments is expensive, and it takes a long time, by the way, with correspondent accounts and regulation controlled by a small club of states and financial groups. Think about that. International payments is very centralized. There's a very central group of people out there that control the payments and the processings of that. So now how a lot of us are like, hey, we don't want our government telling us what to do. Russia's saying the same thing. They're like, hey, we don't want these Western nations telling us what we can do with our money. We want a better international set of payments that will be outside of countries and outside of financial institutions. Putin remarked that the international financial settlements have now become a weapon and referred to the sanctions imposed by Russia by the West as unlawful limitations. He added that Russian financial institutions have been exposed to these activities for a long time. They are the ones who understand the scenario the best. And remember, it's the people that get hurt by these sanctions, not these bigwigs, because the bigwigs got money. They just push the pain onto the people. So all these sanctions that you're seeing, who is it really hurting? It's hurting the consumers in Russia, not their higher ups. And what Putin is saying here is like, look, we don't want this payment system to be centralized. We should have a decentralized payment system that circumvents governments, circumvents banks. So whether you're on the right or wrong side, because remember, for a lot of people, it's a matter of opinion, but whether you're on the right or wrong side, we do not want centralized entities telling us how and what we can do with our money. So again, Putin, whether you like him or hate him, he's really got a good point. Now this Grayscale stuff. Oh, baby, is Grayscale next? And again, if you want to call it FUD, well, I'm going to show you something that you could stick up your ass along with your head, you morons who write that down below. Here is the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust Premium to the native asset. Right now, you are seeing that close to near a 40% discount compared to native assets. So now here's the whole deal with the trust, and this is why Grayscale is in deep, deep trouble. And remember, as always, any article you see in this video will be linked in the description below. So it's not FUD, it's facts, ladies. All right, so here's the deal with this, all right? When Grayscale started business in 2013, that's when the Bitcoin thing was just starting, and it was super risky for people to get involved. In fact, it was very tough to get into Bitcoin at that time. You weren't able to get it as easily on exchanges. There weren't as many places to get it. There was a lot of crazy premiums you were paying. So they built this trust, right, for institutional level accredited investors out there. Now there's a 6-month lag, which means if you bought in the Grayscale trust, you had to wait 6 months before you could sell it, which means you were really speculating and hoping that the price would go up. Well, now that the market is totally collapsing, going down, 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 people that are sitting here waiting 6 months owning Grayscale Bitcoin Trust are now losing more and more and more. Here's the other thing. On a technological side, it is so easy now for institutions and people alike to buy Bitcoin. We're back in 2013 when all of this mess started. It was way harder and way more expensive to acquire Bitcoin. So now the trust product here has a problem with a 6-month lag effect, especially in a downward market. You can't pull your funds out. So you're watching your funds just get eroded. The other problem is they have a 2% fee for this trust. That is insane compared to other products out there, especially knowing that you and I could go anywhere and buy Bitcoin like that, so we don't need the trust. So that's 2 bad factors. The third bad factor behind this is the idea that you can just buy Bitcoin now. It's not crazy. You don't need the protections like you had before. Now, okay, I get it. You're going to get some financial protection with the trust here, but when it comes to buying Bitcoin, why not just buy it and put it in your hard wallet? So a lot of people out here are getting out of Grayscale. Now, as a bigger part here, okay, with their business, think about this. Their business is focused on crypto. So if the crypto market keeps going down, 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 you're going to have less people interested. You're going to have less money flowing in your account. So here's the thing. Assets under management, 10.5 billion. In the last 12 months, down 71%, everyone. That is nuts. That is a lot of money being pulled out of their trust. And remember, you right now are buying that at a discount. Or guess what? If you owned it, you're hurting. Why? Because you had to hold it for 6 months using their trust product. If you get further capitulation with the price of Bitcoin and miners have to dump their stuff because it's just not worth it, right? It's just not make the money. You're going to see more negative pressure put on Bitcoin. Now, the more negative pressure you see on Bitcoin, the less people are going to want to get involved with this trust because they could trade Bitcoin like that. So if the market dumps or pumps, they could sell. But with the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, there's a 6-month wait period. So if you buy today, you cannot sell it for 6 months, which means you better be ready to ride the pain train because we know the market conditions are rough as venture capital is pulling money out, as institutional level money is not getting in and they're pulling out, as seen by USDT, billions being pulled out since the FTX collapse. So people out there that are into Bitcoin, right? That remember, this all started years and years and years ago. That was a risky endeavor. But now that product is way out of date. It's expensive and it doesn't fit the current need that big time money is looking for. We also have the FTX hearing happening on December 1st. Look forward to seeing you there on the live stream. And Putin, I mean, whether you like him or not, he's got a point. There are certain centralized entities, Western countries, United States specifically, that stick their nose into everything and they're the policemen of the world. But what if they're not right? What if they're policing the wrong thing? See, Putin has a point. We need a decentralized payment system so that the world can function without political overreach, without countries like the United States asserting their dominance in places that they shouldn't. So yes, controversial. No, it's not FUD because I cite my sources and it's just negative stuff. Trust me, when the news is positive, I will be so ready to share that with you. But lately, it's just been rough. It would be wrong of me to fill you with hopium, drop the H and you got something. But that's what a lot of other channels are doing right now. They're giving you all this false moon hope that we're going to moon next week. How are we going to moon when venture capital is pulling money out like crazy? I just did an article, by the way, that venture capital like 6-7 months ago was putting $6 billion worth of capital a month into crypto. You know what they did this last month in October? 840 million. Yep, that's right. So the billions that used to flow into crypto with venture capital every month is now in the hundreds of millions. That's how bad the situation is. So nope, it's not FUD. It's just reality. Thank you very much for watching this early edition of Crypto with Klaus. Check out this cool video. We're going to learn even more, and I assure you it's not FUD because, as always, any article you see in those videos will all be linked in the description below. I'll catch you cool cats later as more news breaks.